What's going on, guys? New video, obviously. It's been a little while. Took a little hiatus from my real promising YouTube career. So today's video is going to be Texas Speed headers. I got 1 7/8 headers. Originally I had ordered Stainless Works, but they were out of stock for like a month, and they said, hey, you know what, we got Texas Speed. We'll upgrade you, no cost, and since we'll ship them out the next day, I said screw it, let's do it. The only thing about the Texas Speed that I don't like is there's no rear O2 bung with the connection kit. I don't know why the hell they thought that was a good idea. I mean, the rear O2s, you don't need them, but with all this EPA stuff going on right now, no tuner's gonna, turn off a light or deal with anything emissions related. So hopefully I have an old enough tune to where they automatically shut them off. Because I've heard some people, I'm not gonna name companies, but certain companies, they would just automatically turn off the O2s, the rear O2s, because there's no need to have them if you're running E85 or anything like that, because they're literally just a protective system for the catalytic converter. It's just to say, hey, I'm working properly, I'm sensing different gases than the upstream O2. So this is as far as I've gotten right now. I've got the air box taken out, intake, all that stuff. I got the battery removed and the panel on the side over here. This is going to be a huge help. I have not done headers on an S550 before, but I've heard that removing this panel makes life a lot easier when you're trying to get those top bolts in, even though they're still going to be, so we've got the box here with the headers in it. I'll show you guys that later. Connection pipes. This is the catted version. Yep, catted. Don't come at me, EPA. O2 extensions. So I think for now I'm just gonna delete the rear O2 sensors. I'll probably, I don't know if I'll leave them plugged in and tie them up somewhere, or if I'll just unplug them and leave them unplugged until I can get some bungs welded in, and then I'll probably get, the spacers and all that. That way I don't have a code. I don't really mind having a code for a little while. My car is virtually brand new, so, as long as it's not, misfire on all cylinders code, I don't really care. So yeah, I'm gonna jack the car up. I'm gonna start on the passenger side. The passenger side's the worst and requires the most work. Just so I can get that out of the way, because I don't want to do the driver's side and be like, oh, this is fucking easy, and then get to the passenger side and want to, blow my brains out. So yeah, that's about it. Some of this will be time-lapse, some of it won't. I'll cut in and out and give a little feedback with some of the things. First step, jack it up, which I'm about to do. I'm going to remove the cat on this side. I can't remember if this side's the manifold with the cat. I think that's the driver's side. Let's see, hold on. Yeah, it looks like the driver's side is the manifold with the cat attached. So I'll move the cat on this side after jacking it up, and then remove the manifold, and yeah, we'll go from there. day 2 of, oh, my neighbor got a nice toolbox. On to day 2, I got the passenger side done. The passenger side is a pain in the ass. Removing the factory manifold and all that stuff. After everything I've heard about the passenger side, I was like, oh, this ain't that bad. Nah. Once you go to put it in the long tube, it's a pain in the ass. Hopefully when you... Someone's calling me. Hopefully when you, if you're watching this and you're thinking about getting long tube headers, you get the most expensive brand known for fitting well. I thought I did the same. I didn't get the most expensive brand, but I got Texas Speed, which is, as far as I've heard, pretty up there for quality. The passenger side, it didn't fit at all. The fitment was horrible. It hit the shock tower, essentially, and the frame. I had to bash in one of the primaries. Not bad at all. Like, I had to ding it in a little bit for it to fit. So it's not the end of the world, you know. I mean, it's in there. I don't think you can see, but here, you know what? We got her in. So you're not going to be able to get these top studs in. And the thing with it is, I had ordered this from a company, I'm not going to mention the company's name, but they specifically did not include header bolts. So I was like, why aren't header bolts included in this kit and they're included in every other kit? Well, Texas Speed is designed to work with the factory bolts or factory studs. There's no way. I'm sorry, there's no fucking way you're getting every single stud on there, especially the top studs. I wasn't even able to have 2 studs in putting it on because room is such an issue on the passenger side. So I was able to get I believe 1 stud to basically hang the header on while I shimmied the gasket. And a friend, yeah, it's a nightmare. But my camera died in that time, and I was just so in the heat of the moment that I didn't care about recording the rest of it, and it was just me laying on my fucking back, you know, trying to shimmy a fucking header that didn't fit in. But yeah, so you're gonna have to go get some bolts if you order the Texas Speed set. I believe they're M10 by 1.25. You're gonna want to get a bolt under 30 millimeters long, because you have to take into account the header flange, and it's an aluminum block. You do not want to go too deep in there. You do not want to tighten these down as hard as you fucking can. I ended up getting, let me see where they're at. I just ended up getting some flange bolts. This is the only thing I could find. I got some flange bolts. So it is what it is. It'll work for now. It's such a limited tight space. Don't even try and get all the studs in. I believe we got every stud in besides 3, and this is embarrassing. It took me 10 hours to take this all apart and get the passenger side manifold off and the header on. Granted, that was me taking my time and not doing it as fast as I could, but still, it's not something I would recommend doing on jack stands. It is doable if you're mechanically inclined. This is not going to be the hardest thing you're ever going to do, but it does take a lot of tedious little quarter turns and, you know, shit like that where it's just obnoxious, and your hands are going to hurt the next day, that's for sure. But I basically gotten everything buttoned up. I got the starter back on. I got obviously I got the header on, the starter's on, motor mount. Nothing's tightened down really, besides the starter. The motor mount's just kind of chilling in there. Also, remove this panel. There is 7 or 8 bolts right around this corner area. Remove this fucking panel. You are going to hate your life if you do not remove this panel. There's 2 bolts in here underneath the cowl that are kind of a pain to get to, but trust me, they're less of a pain than trying to reach your hand through here and get these 2 top header bolts and this 3rd one and have enough room to move your wrench around. So yeah, that's basically it for the passenger side. I'm really excited to do the driver's side because there's a lot more room. I can actually fit my fucking big hands in there for the most part, and I'll actually be able to fit, you know, a wrench or whatever the fuck I need to fit in there. Back here might get a little tight, but as you can see, there's still room to get in there, unlike the passenger side where it's excuse me, COVID. It's a nightmare. You know, it's fucking ridiculous. And some of these header companies, I really don't think take into account that passenger side is very narrow. You know, it's long tubes. There's always going to be fitment issues, but goddamn, Texas Speed, that was kind of disappointing, man. But all right, well, I'm gonna wake up a little bit more, tighten up some stuff on the passenger side. I have a friend coming over too. He's gonna, I don't have a sawzall at the moment, but let me get down here on the ground. So I need to cut a small portion of my X pipe down because I can't get it to fit in there. And it's not the kind that like merges together. It's just like a factory style clamp where they butt up and you put the factory clamp back on. And I need to zip tie the O2 sensor up. And another thing too, Texas Speed. Okay, answer me this, man. Why would you, okay, on a 18 up, you don't need extensions for the upstream O2 sensor. Why would you add an O2 extension if there's no rear O2 bung on your kit? What's the point of the extension? You want me to go get a bung welded in and then use your extension? Just don't even include the fucking extensions and weld in a rear O2 bung. That'd be much better. I'd rather spend money on extensions than having to go get a fucking O2 bung welded in. But if you're cheap like me, you're just gonna unplug them and deal with the check engine light. But anyways, all right, well, I'm sure I'll have some shit to say later about this, and hopefully the passenger or driver side goes a lot better. I'm almost positive it's going to. But yeah, all right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. I am so relieved right now. I am so relieved. The driver's side header went on without having to remove a single stud. I'm gonna take back what I said earlier. I guess the passenger side is just a bitch. Texas Speed, that shit fit like a fucking glove. Yeah. So now I got all the bolts or the nuts back onto the studs. I gotta find the courage, or you know, the fucking mental capacity to tighten them down. And once I tighten them down, I gotta cut part of my X pipe down because the extensions are too long. And I've done some weird shit with the rear of my exhaust, so it makes sense. I have to cut, I don't know, ½ inch off both sides. Get the clamps connected. Once that's done, I can drop down the car, after doing motor mounts and all that, I can drop down the car and clean up this engine bay. And then we'll do we'll do a nice cold start with literally straight pipe S550. It's gonna sound like fucking hot dookie when I'm driving, but we'll get some roll by clips, we'll get some driving around clips, we'll get some in cabin clips. We'll get cold start, all that stuff. We'll see what kind of, you know, gains we get out of this thing. I mean, from the butt dyno, I can't, there's no dyno available to me, but from the butt dyno, I think people are getting, I mean, I've heard of peak plus 50. I've heard people from cat deletes on the Gen 3 just getting 30 horsepower off a fucking just a cat delete with this factory manifold. So we'll see what happens. It's gonna be loud and it's gonna be fast. All right, boys. So I just finished, well, I didn't just finish, I finished the install of the Texas speed headers. Everything's done. I didn't film a lot of it because it was just tedious shit that I didn't want to have to keep grabbing the GoPro and doing all that stuff, but I put a cold start in this video. We're gonna drive it around. I'm gonna show you what it sounds like, and yeah, it's fucking obnoxious. Fucking like 1500 RPM right now. Under 3 grand sounds like complete wet dog shit. I don't know, maybe some people like it, but full throttle sounds fucking good. That was shifting at 3 grand. I'll do it wide open right here once I can turn. Fucking loud. It stinks. Sorry, man. It fucking stinks like fucking E85. I ain't got no fucking dollar bowl. Just spin on this one. mufflers on this goddamn car. Power increase though, I feel a little bit. I mean, I don't really know if it did much. Maybe 20 fucking horsepower or something like that. I don't know, but I did some really like full gearbox pulls that I data logged. I'm gonna send off to my tuner to see what they have to say. Luckily, I live in a non-emission state, so I don't have to worry about inspections. Well, I live in a non-emission state at this time, so I don't have to worry about inspection, but yeah, I'm glad I don't have a check engine light. I've already put like 100 miles on the car since not 100 miles, maybe 50 miles. But I gotta go. What the fuck are you doing? Gotta go get some douche fluid juice, and then I'll ooh, there's a nice parking garage here. I'm gonna try and record me doing a rev in it. It's gonna be really bad. Well, it only took a day and a half to finish, but it's done. Overall thoughts, it's fucking obnoxiously loud. Like stupid obnoxiously loud, especially on cold starts. It just goes pow. I could see this being really good sounding with, honestly, maybe factory exhaust would sound really good with long tubes. But you know, I didn't plan on doing this for a while, and they were on sale, and I said fuck it, and here I am with a fully straight piped S550, full straight pipe. The fitment on the passenger side sucks. The driver's side is a fucking piece of cake. There's some clearance issues with the passenger side. I can hear the AC line tapping on the header when I'm turning and there's movement. But other than that, seems pretty solid. Another thing that I got done too, this was like a week or two ago. I got the, I don't know if you guys can see, the Steeda, the billet diff mounts, which is honestly probably my favorite performance mod with the Stop the Hop kit. The Stop the Hop kit works really good, but the billet diff bushing inserts, game changer. The handling with the Stop the Hop, great. Once you put those diff bushings in there and there's no flex anymore, oh my god, it's a monster. You can drop the clutch at fuck $6,000 and your ass end's going nowhere. It's straight line, which is nice. Before my car was a little squirrely, but now it's all good. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Even though, you know, it's kind of sporadic. If you've done long tube headers, you kind of know it's not really something you want to sit around and fucking, especially on jack stands. You just want to... Who got in the garbage? Huh? Which one of you boys got in the damn garbage? What's this? Taco Bell? You guys are bad. You need to go outside. Go play. Anyways, I don't know what I was saying, but The next thing I'm going to do on the car is 409 rear gears. I've got them right here. Let's open them up before I end this video. I have yet to open them. And there we have it. 409 ring and pinion. I still need to get the shim kit and everything for it, but this is going to be definitely down the road at this time. I've got some things coming up that are going to require my money more so than working on the car. Yeah, so look forward to this next video. As always, I appreciate, checking out the channel and everything. Like, subscribe if you like what I do. Yeah, peace out.